Hey everyone, this is Carmen, and today I'm going to teach you how to do SEO writing so you can drive more organic traffic to your website, get leads, get clients, and get sales. So to jump right into it, we're going to begin with what is SEO, for those who don't know, or if you just need a nice little refresher. And essentially SEO is search engine optimization. It's the optimization of pages and content on your website so that they can perform better in the search engines. And HubSpot even found that 57% of marketers agree that search engines bring the highest quality leads. So if you're not working on SEO, you're probably missing out on some money and clients. So you got to make sure that you're covering your basics of SEO, which comprises of on page. So that's like your title tags, meta descriptions, page speed. Think about linking externally, internally, keyword density, keyword placement, and you'll be learning all these things a bit later in this video. And then there's off page, which we won't be covering, but I've done some other videos on it and I'll do some more, which is backlink building, getting your local business citation links like Yelp, Google My Business, your social media links, guest posting, broken backlink building, all the things you're essentially doing off your website. So with that being said, what's SEO writing? SEO writing simply is just writing copy or content with the goal of ranking highly in the search engine so you can drive traffic, but you're writing and using all of these on-page principles at the same time. So essentially we're going to begin with the first step, which is keyword research. This is like the basis of every SEO campaign, every SEO project. And just for the sake of this video, we're going to use Ubersuggest, but I'd like to just talk about what keywords are. So what are keywords? They're just phrases that users are putting into Google, Bing, Yahoo to find information, to find resources. And there's 3 types of keywords. So you want to keep these in mind when you're researching keywords and when you're using them, because they all change the type of user you're going to attract and what kind of content you should be making. Alright, so we're here on the Ubersuggest homepage, neilpatel.com/Ubersuggest. And all you gotta do is you just want to choose your language over here, or the location. And then what you're gonna do is type in any keyword, or you can even put in a domain to if you want to analyze competitors. But just for the sake of the video, we're gonna type in like copywriting here. And then we're gonna hit search over on the right. And this is gonna take us to the results page. And this is a great free tool. I'm really surprised because I've used SEMrush, Google Keyword Planner, tons of other ones, and this is a really good one because it's free. Okay, so now that the results have loaded up, we can see here we have search volume. So that's how many times it's searched per month. And typically you want a nice blend of search volume keywords. You want the low competition, low volume, medium, and high competition. So you can see over here we have the SEO difficulty. So obviously it's medium, and if you click the little, or you hover over the little question mark, it tells you a bit more about it. Paid difficulty and CPC, you don't really got to worry about that unless you're using them for like Google ads, paid ad, pay-per-click campaigns. But the search volume and the difficulty is what we want the most. You can see that it even says the chance we have to rank in the top 20, how competitive it is. But you want a mix of low, medium, and high competition, high volume search terms. It gives you a nice blend. The low volume, low competition ones, they're like low hanging fruit. They're really easy to rank for. They might only have 10 to 100 searches per month, but you can snag a bunch of them per article usually. And then you can put in the more competitive ones like copywriting or copywriting jobs, for example. And if you do rank for them, even just on the first page, you're probably going to drive a lot of traffic. So you want to use this every time you're writing copy or a piece of content. You want to be researching a bunch of different keywords to use, main head terms, main keywords, and then secondary ones. But if we go over here to the keyword ideas tab, so you want to use this page essentially to find more secondary terms and more keyword variations, and essentially just copy them into a clipboard, export them out, whatever you find more convenient to use while you're writing. You kind of just want to have them as a reference. So when you're writing, you can throw them in where it makes sense. And essentially you want to repeat this process every time you're writing copy or you're writing content. And that's going to bring us on to the next part of this video, which I want to go over some SEO writing best practices. Alright, so beginning with the SEO writing best practices, we're going to go into word count. So now, word count's huge. It's giant for the user experience. It's going to help you rank higher. It's shown here, as you can see, from a Snap agency. They did a nice study where they found that the longer the word count was, the more social shares the piece of content got, and then it's going to go viral, and it's going to get more referral traffic. And I'd recommend going for about 2,000 words on average. I know Brian Dean from Backlinko.com did a study where he analyzed 1 million Google results, and the average #1 result was 1,890 words. Although SERPIQ did a study where they found it was 2,450. But over the years, it's just upped and up, and long-form content just makes sense. It's better for search engines because they want to display the best content, the most relevant content, and what's going to teach the users the most and answer their questions. and it keeps the users coming back. And the users want content that answers their questions and helps them, that has value. And if content is keeping a user on your page longer, and you're doing internal linking, the bounce rate's lowering, that pleases the Google algorithm, and specifically RankBrain, which is one of the algorithms they launched a few years ago, which is more user experience based, like bounce rate, click-through rate of your search engine listing. So make sure you're working on word count. Go for about 2,000. If it's more competitive keywords, 3,000 is good, 4,000 for pillar posts. Just don't be afraid to actually be sitting there and writing all day, because sometimes that's what it takes to really rank for that big keywords. But the second thing is really simple, is internal and external linking. So the links to your inner pages, internal linking. So when you're linking to your other pages and posts, it helps essentially kind of draw authority from these different pages into the inner pages, and it keeps users on your website, lowers your bounce rate. Now, Matt Cutts from Google, the head of WebSpan, did say that internal linking doesn't really affect your rankings all that much, but external linking does. And now external linking, you want to link to high quality authority sites, so think like Forbes, business.com, websites like that. You're essentially providing the user just more resources, and Google likes that a lot. But you have to link to relevant, good websites, because if you don't, that can hurt your rankings. Matt Cutts did say that linking out to irrelevant websites, thin websites, that can actually affect your own SEO. So make sure that you're only linking to about a few resources, maybe 3 per 1,000 words, whatever you find is necessary. Use good anchor text. And this is a really simple part of SEO writing, but it's all these little details that are going to add up. So next is all about keyword density and placement. So all those keywords you research, here's how you want to use them. So first of all, this is more of like, I'm thinking like a blog post or article, which I'm sure most of you will be writing, but this would be in the title, right? So if you're on WordPress, make sure the title or whatever CMS you're on, the keywords in the title. So also the URL. You want the URL to be shortened and preferably only include the keyword. It's easier for search engines to decipher what the article is about, and for the user, they can instantly tell without even reading like a meta description or anything, probably what the blog post is going to be. Next, throughout the content, and I'll touch on this a bit more in a bit, you want to be putting it in your header tags, like header 1, header 2, header 3. It doesn't have to be just the keyword, but it should be in there. And then a little detail that a lot of people don't do, and they're hurting their SEO, is they're not optimizing file names or alt text. So if you're uploading like a video, an image, make sure you change the file name to include the keyword you're targeting. And it's the same thing for alternative text, right? Like that's for people usually who are visually impaired, or like if an image can't load, the alt text will pop up, right? So you need to make sure you're optimizing that, because Google's scanning for all these little tiny things. And then when it comes to just putting the keywords in like the body of your content, try to stick to like a 2 to 3% density range. Just make sure it appears really naturally. You're not stuffing keywords, not overdoing it, because that can hurt your SEO. It can have that kind of diminishing return. And then the meta description, if you're on WordPress, you can easily edit this. I'm pretty sure with Yoast is the plugin. And you always want to include keywords in the meta description because they actually bold. If you actually type something in Google and you go look at the meta descriptions, it'll bold that keyword, which is going to increase your click-through rate. And once again, it's going to help you rank higher with RankBrain and those UX-based metrics. So now, formatting, as I was saying, one of the big things is short sentences and paragraphs. This is huge. If you look at Neil Patel and all the big marketers, they use very short sentences, very short paragraphs, and it's just because it makes it easier to read, and it's a lot less intimidating if you load onto a web page. It's not like just tons of big paragraphs. So it makes everything easily digestible. You can kind of make 1 point per sentence. It's really nice. And as well, like I was saying with header tags, you're going to use header 1, header 2, header 3, and you want to use that to break down your content into bite-sized chunks and just to separate your points, your sub-points. And it's actually been proven that like a majority of people are only spending like 15 seconds on articles, and it's because they scroll through to find exactly what they need. And that's what header tags are going to do. You can break it down, they can scroll through, find exactly what they need, and they're going to be happy. They're going to be coming back, they're going to be opting into your email list, etc. Now, another little thing is bolding and italics. You can use this to bring out and emphasize certain words, certain phrases, whatever it might be. So keep that in mind. Don't overdo it though, because too much bolded words in a piece of content can kind of look weird. And then as well, like when fonts come into play as well. So, some memes, or some fonts rather, are turned into memes, like when you think of Comic Sans, but something like serifs or flat fonts, they're really good. They're easy on the eyes, easy to read. So if you're on a platform where you can easily manage and edit your fonts, try to research into what a good font might be. And consider also increasing the font size. You just want your content to be easy to read so people can flow through it. So always remember that. So next up would be images. You need to include a lot of good visuals, or else your content is going to be just big walls of text and it's not going to be very interesting visually. And 52% of marketers agree that video content tends to have the best ROI. So it's really good to throw in videos, whether you create them or not. If you want to source out videos from YouTube and just have it as a resource, that's great. I like throwing in the odd meme from Giphy. You can embed them right into WordPress if that's what you use, like me. And video and images have just become, one of the most enjoyed formats of content on the internet. It's super easy to digest. You don't even have to read anything. And overall, you're just making the content more enjoyable for the reader. So just to kind of sum up everything, the first step is just to research keywords. Use Ubersuggest, SEMrush, whatever you want. Narrow down a mix of low, medium, and high competition keywords to use. Remember that keywords all have different kinds of intent, whether it's to find information, products, or a specific business. And when it comes to word count, aim for about 2,000. Don't be afraid to go higher. And interlink to other pages, external link to good resources for the readers. And then place your keywords in all the main places I talked about, like the title, URL, meta description. Make it pure natural, don't stuff it. And then as well, format your article with lists, short paragraphs, and just make it readable as possible. And then lastly, throw in some good images. Canva is a good tool to make graphics, infographics, etc. And then if you want to read more about this, because I did write an entire blog post on it, you can swing by my website. I'll throw it in the description. But feel free to subscribe, like this video, head over to my website if you want to see more content, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.